My name is Zelda, and you are watching Zelda Sews. Today I am making a tote bag, and I am incorporating Tony's wonderful embroidery in the bag. I'm going to use it as a front and a back cover, and here are the two that he made. So if you'd like to see me do this process, keep watching. And I used HeatnBond Lite to put these together. So if you'd like to see how I did that, I will have a card up here and a link in the description. For the tote bag, you need to cut two 18-inch wide by 10-inch long outer bag layer. Cut two 4 3/4 inch by 40-inch wide for the handle strips. Cut two 6-inch by 7-inch for the pockets. Cut one 13-inch long by 18-inch wide for the bag bottom layer. And for the bag lining, cut one 18-inch long by 32-inch wide lining. Fold the handle straps in half lengthwise, and then fold each side in half lengthwise. Fold together and press and stitch. Okay, I am sewing my straps. These are 40-inch long by, I believe it's 5 inches wide, and you fold it in half and then fold the half in half, and then you fold that together to get this nice strap here. You sew them on each side, and what I did, I moved my position of my needle over to 7, and my total length is still 2.5, and I am in number 3 here, and this is the setting of my machine. So I'm going to go ahead, and I like to hold my hand where the strap doesn't move. It just kind of flows through my hand. So if you can see that, I have it over here, and over here. And all I do is let it go through. And if it raises up, put it back down. I like to put this under me so it'll go. And I'm coming to the end. Okay, back stitch, trim these. And I'll do the same thing for the other strap. Straps are done. The next step would be if you were just using like a plain piece for your pocket, you would fold it over twice. But since I did not do that, I'm going to go ahead and stitch right across both of these. Now I have black thread in here, so I'm going to stitch with the black thread here, and then I'm going to get some of my off-white thread and stitch with that here. And oops, wrong side. I'm going to move my needle position back to 3.5. I stitch off just out of habit when something's going to be covered. Okay. So that's done, and I'll be right back to get the other thread. All right, I have my thread changed. I have these little things here I took off of my bobbin. And then that's that. And those pockets are done. Now I'm going to put together the outer bag. Okay, now it's time to put on the strap. I was trying to wait for my train to go by. I think it has passed. So what I did, I folded this in half and pressed it, just finger pressed it to see where the center is. And I did that on the top and the bottom. And I also did it with my pocket, but I put a little pencil dot on the bottom so that I make sure that I line those up correctly, straight to the bottom. Then I'm going to take my strap, make sure that it's even, and then I'm going to put this right on the top, covering the sides. Make sure I cover enough of it. Around, do the same. And this one you can't clip, you have to pin. So I'm going to go ahead and pin this in place. It's a lot to go through. The bottom you can clip. You should actually pin the other way so that you can sew down a little bit further. Okay, here we go. One. Pin the pocket. And the HeatnBond also is thicker. You're sewing through that, so you want to make sure you get through that. But this one is one that you can sew through. The regular HeatnBond you cannot. So that one. And I'll pin this one. Okay. So I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and I'm going to stitch straight up to here, straight up to here, straight up to here, straight up to here. I'm going to leave about a finger width, about a ½ inch away from the top. Don't forget to change your thread back. I got a piece of thread hanging here. To get okay, I did clip it here so that they don't shift around and move around. And I want to go ahead and start about a foot plate away. Okay, now I turned on my revert, my back stitch, and my scissor cutter. Ouch. And I'm going to move my needle back over to 7 so that it lines up with the last stitch that I did. And then I'm going to make sure that I keep the edge of my foot along with the edge of this strap. I'm going to go slower so that I won't mess up. Okay, the bag is together, and now I'm going to put the bottom piece on here, the bottom of the tote. Right sides together. Now this you can clip. So you're going to stitch this along here, then you're going to open this out, and then you're going to do your other piece the same way. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and stitch the other pocket on. So I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So I have the right sides together here. I'm going to clip these. Make sure they're nice and even. I'm going to take them to the serger anyway, even though they're going to be, it's going to be lined. Okay, and once I do that, this will be done, and then I'm going to take this piece, and I'll show you when I get to that step. Let me just do this first. Okay, this has been stitched, serged, and now I'm going to open this out. So these are the right sides. And I'm going to put the right side of this bag down. And I'm going to clip it. And then I'll serge that and I'll do the same thing and I'll be right back. The other bag side is on, and now I press this on the other side and press the seam allowance to the middle, and then I'm going to stitch right along here and along here, and then I'll be back. Okay, so instead of doing a regular plain stitch down here, I did this stitch. See if you can see it. There we go. It's number 30 on my machine, and I didn't have red, so I used that on both sides. So now the next step is to fold this into a bag and stitch on the side. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch this, and then I'm going to serge this, and then I will be back. All right, it's all done. It's serged. If you wanted to finish this and just fold this down and leave it be on the inside, you can do that. I'm going to line this, and I'm going to do the corners first. So this I'm not very specific with. I just try to make a corner. Both ends. That one is cornered for the moment. This one is pretty much cornered for the moment. Okay. Okay. They're even. Okay, I might go down about 3 inches. And then I have one of these friction pins. Okay. So it gives you a pretty big width there. Make sure that's 3. Nope, it's not 3. It'll go away with the heat pen. So, but I know I'm going to mark the one that's up higher. Okay, that one's marked. Okay. Oh, oops, come back here. This is easier to see. There we go. Okay, I'm going to sew these corners, sew these across, and then I'm going to cut it and then serge it. But I'll show you where I cut it. I'll show you in just a moment. Here are the corners, and I didn't cut it. I just want to let you know, if you're not sure about the size, take a look at your bag and see if this is about the size that you want it to be. And I can't show you all the way, but yeah, it's the size that I want it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these off and then serge this and cut it about 1/4 of an inch away from the stitching line. I'll cut it just a hair bigger than 1/4 of an inch because I'm going to serge it. Yay! I am sorry, I forgot to show you this opened out. It was just an 18 by 32 inch piece of muslin that I'm using for my lining, and I folded it in half. I stitched it along the side, and yes, I have black thread because I'm not changing the thread anymore. And then I serged the ends. When I folded the lining in half, I forgot to leave an opening to turn the bag inside out. So you do need to leave about a 4 to 5 inch opening on the side to turn your bag inside out. All right. Move the camera a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing with the corners that I did with the outer bag. I'm going to leave this facing right sides together. I'm going to reach in and spread out my corner. And it was about 3 inches down. 1, 2, 3. Mark that across. That's my iron. One side, clip it. Do the same thing to the other side. Into the corner. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Mark it with the bead. Okay, I'm going to go and stitch this, cut it off, and serge it. Okay, blooper, error. I forgot to leave a turning gap on the side of the lining. So I opened up one over here. You have to leave a turning gap. Now you take this, you take your bag. So the right sides are together. You put this inside there and clip the top. Let me see. These should match. Yeah. Oops. The seams. Okay, and stitch, and I'll be back. Something I forgot to tell you. When you put your lining right side to right side, put your straps in and then clip them there. That's where you sew. Do not sew on the strap, otherwise you won't be able to flip it. So see where I put my strap in? Just put it to the bag and then clip it back together. Okay, I searched around here. I did not sew over my straps. I'm glad I caught that. I'm looking at my notes. And okay, so now I have my opening that I made. I'm going to take this, bring this through here carefully. Carefully. Look at this. Ah. Okay. I'm going to go serge this. Closed. Stitch and serge. Actually, I'm just going to stitch it. I'm going to fold this in like this. And I'll trim that off over there. And I'll be right back. I think it's just one more thing to do. Yay. All right. It is almost done. The last thing I'm going to do is stitch right around the bag top. I'm going to make sure I stitch over it this time. And I may actually take off the back stitch in the scissors so that I can go back and forth over these areas. And then the bag will be done. I'll give it a good press and I'll show it to you. Ta-da! Here it is. All done. Inside, back side. Beautiful bag that I'm going to take to my sewing social. Thanks so much for watching. Ooh, that was something. I shared all my oopsies, especially the bag lining. I forgot to leave an opening. I'm drinking my water. Oh man. It's still a lot in here, but I'm going to finish this today because all I've done is eat, sleep, and sew. But I'm really excited about this bag. It is my first tote bag. No, actually it's my second tote bag, but this one I went by instructions that I wrote down from different videos, and I forgot to leave the lining opening, and I have to write that in my notes. I kept looking when I was putting it together, going, wait a minute, where's the opening? It's like a zipper. Where's the opening? Where's the opening? But I did it, and I'm just very pleased with it. It's a nice size tote bag. I was off a little bit here. On this side, I did good. But, and I told you on here, I put that stitch in because I had no red thread. So I decided, oops, come on, sit up. I don't have anything in it right now. Once it's filled, they'll be okay. But you're not getting away without a scripture. No, no, no. Okay, it is Psalm 55, verse 16. As for me, I will call upon the Lord, and the Lord shall save me. What a great promise. Yes, That is just a beautiful, beautiful promise. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you hanging in there to the end. And if you have hung in here to the end and you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. I really do appreciate all of you, and I appreciate new and old. I love the comments, and it just fills my heart with joy. All right, guys, I will see you in the comments, and you will see me on my next upload. Bye for now.